So today I recreated Gorilla Tag cosmetics. I recreated 2 Gorilla Tag cosmetics. The first one being this hat, and the second one being the finger painter. And make sure to like and subscribe for more content like this. So now, as you can see, I am on my computer, but I have this weird paint software open. And basically what I'm gonna be doing is making a little sketch of my cosmetic. And the first cosmetic I'm gonna be remaking is the pink hat that I always wear. So what I kinda want is like this, like the same thing basically, but like something more realistic, like a little bow thingy, like. And honestly, this is a really simple cosmetic, and I just really want to add this bow. So now I'm on Blender, and I'm just gonna be remaking the model. So first things first, I'm gonna just make a plane. It's basically just a flat surface that you can basically like make a lot of stuff on. So what I'm gonna do is actually add a subdivision surface. We'll basically just make our little plane round. I'm gonna just make a hole inside of this with the cut tool. Now I just cut this out. So what I'm gonna do is like extrude it upwards and then just delete it. And now since this is actually extremely flat, what I'm gonna do is just select all of the vertices and extrude it upwards, just enough till it's somewhat thick. So now what I'm actually gonna do is actually go here and select all of these edges. Now once I've selected all of these edges, I can go back to vertice mode and just extrude this upwards. So now I'm gonna move this again upwards. Now that I have this little hole up here, all I'm gonna do is press F and then boom. So now as you can see, I have this hat right here, and what we originally had planned was a little ribbon on the head. So now I'm gonna do is go back to edge mode and select all of the edges right here. So now I'm gonna do is just extrude this outwards. So now I'm gonna do is just press E and then click, and then I'm just gonna scale this. What I had planned was like a little shape right here. So I'm actually gonna make that separately by using a plane. So now what I'm gonna do is actually delete all of these vertices and use this one vertice to kind of draw out my own ribbon. But as you can see, it looks very, very ugly. So what I'm gonna do is actually extrude this outwards and then actually try and making this into a ribbon by making some 3D parts. So now what I'm gonna do is just select these faces, and I'm just gonna extrude this upward too, but not too high. And as you can see, it looks kind of like a ribbon. I just added those little details just so it looks more 3D. And now I'm just gonna basically position this so that it's on our hat. Okay, now I just attached this, so what I'm gonna do is select these both and press Ctrl J. And what I'm actually thinking of doing is making like a cutout so it's like actual ribbons. Now what I'm gonna do is select both of these faces and extrude it inwards. Now that I just made my little ribbon, now I'm gonna go to material mode, which will allow me to see all the materials. Then I'm gonna make a new material over here and change it to an image texture and press new. Now what I'm just gonna do is go to the texture paint tab. Then I'm gonna select this and press tab. Once I do that, press A, and as you can see, it looks very weird right now. Then we're gonna want to press U and then smart UV project. Once we've done that, that's gonna allow us to just color this in. So what I'm gonna do is select texture paint over here and select the color that I want. Now I'm just gonna actually color this entire thing in. Now as you can see, I just made my model. So now for the next batch, I'm gonna be recreating the finger painter. And what I think the finger painter should be is actually more polygon, I guess. Like the finger painter is already pretty like realistic, I guess, but I think it would be cool if like the fingers are more thick like this. That's pretty good. But now since we made the design, what I'm gonna do is go on Photopea, and with Photopea we could actually make a really good texture for our finger painter. And then I'm gonna just make an outline for our finger painter. Now since I made the outline, I'm just gonna select all of this and rasterize it and merge it. Now I'm gonna press blending options and add a stroke, and I'm actually gonna increase the size of this so it actually fits the screen. Now I'm just gonna rasterize the layer style. Now just because I made the outline, I'm actually gonna make the coloring. I'm actually gonna keep the usual coloring of the finger painter. So now I'm just gonna color it in. Now since I finally recreated the finger painter, I'm actually gonna add the shading, because as you can see right here, the finger painter has like these little pixely shadows. And basically what I'm gonna do is just make like that exact thing. I'm just gonna make little shines on the paint. I'm actually gonna make some on the sides too. Now what I'm gonna do is actually blur this, so then it basically softens it out. And I'm just gonna pixelate it too. Now I'm gonna add the shadows. So I'm basically gonna add some shadows right here underneath this. I'll do the same for the rest of them. I'll also add some little shadow at the bottom since that's what the finger painter actually has. And then I'm gonna finally blur this out. And then lastly, pixelate it. Now since the shadows look a bit too dark, I'm just gonna actually lower it down to like 50. So it's like more transparent. Now what I'm gonna do is actually move our old model aside and add the texture for our finger painter as a reference. So now lastly what I'm gonna do is make a plane, scale it down, delete all of the vertices, and we're just gonna start tracing this out. So now I just traced this out. What I'm gonna do is actually make a new texture and putting the texture that we just made for our finger painter. Now what I'm gonna do is actually select our finger painter. If it still shows your old texture, just press this up here and it'll show your new texture. Now what I'm gonna do is select all of this, press A on this, press U, and project from view. Now I'm just gonna scale this up a tad bit until it basically just fits our model. Now I'm just gonna select our reference and just turn it off. Now I'm gonna select this and press tab, and since all this is selected, I'm just gonna extrude it forward. I'm just gonna make the paint actually have some depth too. Now once I made all of this, I'm gonna go to the faces section and just select all of these faces. Now I'm just gonna extrude both of these. Now I just extruded all of them, which literally added so much more depth.